What reactions now, Cecilia? This time
Yeah.
around, another Nigerian athlete who's looking forward to going to Tokyo. The Olympics would have been his first
Yeah.
ever summer games, but he's gonna have to wait for just a bit now. I'm talking about Omotayo Olajide Omotayo, table tennis player, African Games champion, is going to be joining us all the way from Genoa, Italy.
Oh, yeah.
And I did a bit of pause there before I mentioned Italy, because we all know how the COVID-19 is ravaging, wreaking havoc in that country. Olajide Omotayo, good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Of course, everyone knows how the COVID-19 is really wreaking havoc in that part of the world. How have you been as your family? You all good?
I'm good, and here in January, it has been on lockdown for the past 2 weeks, so I can say I've been indoors for more than 2 weeks now. Yeah, it's really a serious issue around here. I can't go out to practice. I can only go out to get food and come back inside. So my daily routine has really changed. Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, you're fine. That's the most important thing. Omotayo.
I'm fine. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Let's talk about the postponement of the Olympics now. Of course, you heard the news, and your immediate reaction was disappointment.
Yeah, I feel heartbroken and I feel disappointed, but at the same time, we look at the bright side. Like the IOC, they made the right decision to postpone the games, and I feel this is the right option we all have, and we all athletes. Of course, we are all sad, but at the same time, we need to stay healthy, because the games can be held, and once we are still alive, we can still play many more Olympics. So this is the best decision so far.
At the time you heard the news that the Olympics was going to be postponed and all that, what was the immediate reaction from you? Was it relief, sadness, or just nonchalant? You didn't care?
It relieves a lot of pressure, because I've been thinking, if I'm not going to practice for about 2 months, and how can I give my best at the Olympics? So I was really happy about the postponement. I was really happy.
What's it like right now in Italy? We know it's difficult. I mean, the numbers that are coming up every day is something that, when you hear it, is really sad. How are you dealing with all this, especially in the mental aspect of it?
Actually, now I moved to my president's house, so I'm living with an Italian family, and the numbers in general is really improving, because so many people are now being discharged. So they said Italy would be okay by July 31st. They said this, so I think I have to stay indoors from now till July 31st. So it's not really encouraging at all.
Wow, that's not looking good. What's your routine like every day outside going out to get food? Do you train inside the house, or is there something you're doing, to actually cure the boredom? Because it's a difficult situation right now.
Actually, I'm doing my own part by doing some home workouts. I have some routine. When I wake up, I have breakfast. Then after my breakfast, I go to, we have a little gym in the house. So I go there to exercise, and the rest of the day I watch Netflix, I play FIFA, and also listen to music also.
Everyone is playing games and watching movies, and which is understandable. Let's talk about your qualification for the Olympics, and at that time, how confident were you going into that competition, knowing fully well that there's Olympics berth available? How confident were you going into that competition? Eventually, of course, you made it.
Actually, me going to Tunisia, I was confident, but at the same time, the world of sport, sometimes it's not sure who's going to win. But when I got to Tunisia,
yes,
I was just having this positive mindset, saying that, okay, Omotayo, if you can win the All African Games, you can qualify for the Olympics, and this was keeping me going and going till the last day. And when I qualified, I was really happy and proud of myself.
Interesting. So going into to the qualification tournament in Tunisia, knowing fully well that you're the African Games champion, that gave you that confidence, and eventually you managed to achieve your dream. Let's talk about, still talking about table tennis, of course. Of course, everyone knows Haruna Quadri, best player in Africa, best player in Nigeria, and a lot of people are starting to look at you as perhaps the heir apparent, like you're the next guy now. Whenever Arnold Quadri calls it quits, of course, it's not close to doing just that, but whenever he does retire, you're supposed to be the next guy. And how are you dealing with all that pressure?
I think all I need just to do is just to put all the hard work. I don't need to think about the side talks from the fans. Aruna Quadri has really helped me a lot in terms of encouraging me. We practiced together, and he taught me a lot. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Bode Abiodun. I learned a lot from also Segun Toriola. And I'm not feeling any pressure at the moment. I'm just trying to be myself and try to improve as much as possible. And with this, I think I can deliver. I can deliver by winning so many laurels for Nigeria in the future.
Okay, good one. What are some of the things you learned from these guys? You mentioned Segun Toriola and, of course, Aruna Quadri and Bode Abiodun. What are some of the things you usually learn from them, especially when you're paired together?
Actually, to be disciplined, to work hard, and also at the same time to never ever give up and always believe in yourself. These are the things I learned a lot. If we should look at Segun Toriola, he attended the Olympics 7 times. Aruna has won so many feats. He won so many African championships. He was one time the best table tennis player in the world. So these are the things that motivate me. Also, Bode Abiodun also. They are all fantastic people. They are good role models to me, and I'm really happy I was in the national team with them.
Fantastic role models to have, indeed. Let's talk about the rivalry between Nigeria and Egypt when it comes to African table tennis. Those are the two countries, really. And we saw in Tunisia, Egypt getting the upper hand, both in the women's singles and the men's singles, and Quadri surprisingly losing to Ahmed Salih. Of course, Dina Mashrev is the best player in Africa when it comes to female table tennis.
All I need to say is that the rivalry has been there for many years, and I think we Nigerians, we need to start working hard. We need to keep working hard because the Egyptians are not. They are always working hard and trying to build more players. I think we also need to start this now by encouraging the younger ones, and so that we can have future champions and we can have future teams. Like we can have a standby team. If this first team is not working out, we have a standby team. This is what the Egyptians are doing, and it's working out for them. I think we need to start emulating this also from them.
Yeah, talking about engagement, what kind of engagement do you make? Is it more competitions, more training, or something that the federations can do to just ensure that the younger ones are trained and be able to compete among the best in the world?
I believe the grassroots is really important because I really started table tennis when I was very young. I think with the ministry, the federation, should go back to the grassroots. There are so many talents there. I think by them creating tournaments like locally from primary school to primary school, secondary school to secondary school, like this, they will find raw talent, and like this, future champions will be created.
All right, of course, it's always important to promote table tennis or any other sport at the grass roots. Very, very important indeed. Before we let you go, Omotayo, you've been to the Commonwealth Games, of course. You won bronze. I remember that one a few years ago. But the Olympics is a bigger one. It's a bigger stage. Better players are coming. And I want to know if you have set yourself a target, of course, notwithstanding the postponement.
My target is to get to the Olympics and give my best, because I know if I give my best, that's the only way I can achieve good results. So firstly, there will be group stages, and my target is to qualify firstly from the group stage, and afterwards we will see how it goes. last time I wouldn't have made it to the quarterfinals, and this has really motivated so many players from Africa. So
Right.
nothing is impossible.
Impossible is nothing. Olajide Omotayo, we want to thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us on the show this morning. Of course, continue to stay safe out there in Genoa, and wish you all the best as you get set for the Tokyo 2021 Olympics. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Stay safe.
Olajide Omotayo. Sorry?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you going to say?
No, I say you should stay safe because...
Of course, that's very important, because if you're not safe and you're not healthy, then table tennis is not going to work out for you, or any other sport for that matter.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go back to still talking the Olympics, of course. That's basically all it is right now. When you're having a postponement and everyone is kind of mixed feelings, but then happy and saying, and we're actually talking about the date, which the IOC president was saying it was actually too early for us to be saying that, look, let's have a particular date. Is it going to be July? Is it going to be August? Is it going to be before June? So these are some of the questions that everyone is still asking. All
right, before we continue with our sports this morning, we have updates for you. When it comes to the COVID-19 in Nigeria, total confirmed cases of coronavirus in Nigeria has risen to 51, with Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory each recording 2 new cases, while Rivers State now has its first case. Of the 51 cases, Lagos now has 32, FCT 10, Ogun State 3, while Edo, Ekiti, Oyo, Bauchi, Oshun, and Rivers now have 1 case. Interesting.
The numbers are just rising, but then 51 to 48 and 1 death. So that's what the numbers are looking like this morning. Hopefully, before the day runs out, we won't be having more of the updates like this. It's scary. Let's continue with our sports program.
Very scary.
Yeah, we'll bring you updates as we get them. All right, let's continue with it. You just heard from our U.S. President Donald Trump talking about, Shinzo Abe making the right decision, organizers of the Olympics, and of course, the IOC making the right decision. But still in postponement, I mean, someone is actually saying that with the postponement, the 2021 Olympic Games will be the cleanest sport ever, because the IOC, while they'll have a lot of job to do at that time, most of the athletes may have doped and all that. Athletes won't have time. The out of competition tests
Cecilia,
and
I'm
everything.
laughing.
Because I'm talking about the USAD chief, talking about Travis Target, and he's the one that's been saying this. He's in charge of the United States Anti-Doping Agency, so it's going to be the cleanest games ever. Why are you laughing?
No, I mean, like, you can't say with any certainty that it's going to be the cleanest. That's what I'm saying. Perhaps you can say it could be the cleanest, and that's what we all want. A clean summer games. You don't want a game where people are coming to cheat. It's not good for the integrity of the sport, and we all know the Olympics is all about fair play. And of course, we'd like to see that, but the authorities still have to be on top of the game, because trust me, this opportunity, you call it opportunity for athletes to get ready, to get better, more training. They're athletes as well too. There's an opportunity for them to cheat and to perfect all the ways that they're going to use to cheat without getting caught. So it's very, very important. The authorities as WADA as well on top of the game.